Hey, so this is Luis Rosario, and I'm gonna be talking about my topic, which is the topic is called alcohol should be restricted. Alcoholism is a thing too, so that's mainly the reason why I chose this thing. But I also chose this thing because in reality, I wanted to get to know more about alcohol overall. So it's like we already know the basics. Alcohol is bad for you. It's bad for your liver. These things, but what are I always wanted to find out what are like the moderate reasons, the moderate cases, the actual numbers towards alcoholism, understanding alcoholism more, the deaths, why do people still drink it, knowing it's bad for you. What else? There's actually a couple more things in this, I'll be honest. I'm actually think of that for right now. And I also was interested because I know people that drink alcohol, excluding me. That's why I even that's why I even chose this topic because I'm very heavy in favor for not having alcohol in the world. But in reality, I understand why alcohol is a thing to this day. You know what I mean? So, what is your argument thesis? My argument thesis is that alcohol should be restricted. So, into that, alcoholism should be restricted because of the fact that we have it's everywhere. It's in liquor stores, corner stores. It's even at Walmart. It's even in places like BJ's, just big stores that have alcohol, including wine. Wine is clearly alcohol. Beer is clearly alcohol. So the argument towards or this whole thing is honestly just understanding that it's not always the people's fault that alcohol is a thing. So you also gotta blame it on the businesses that sells it and how convenient it really is compared to other things, which is kind of crazy. And it's just the fact that it's legal too. You know what I mean? And in countries like this, it's like 21, and other places it's like really just 18. Like where I'm from, DR. It's 18, and if anything, like you could really just like go to a club or something at 16 and get you some alcohol, especially if you're a female out there. Usually how it works in like clubs and stuff. Females usually get free drinks and stuff like that. So yeah, that's it's one of those things on like, oh yeah, it's very convenient. So yeah, let's just like easily get it. Oh yeah, it's in bars too. Like, come on now. What is your supporting evidence? Well, I mean, I did a couple of researchers, from certain topics, but man, honestly, like these topics don't really have nothing to do with like my topic overall and my point to it, but it definitely gives me the numbers. It shows me the statistics and stuff like that. So I was very interested in actually seeing the statistics, as I said before. And man, it is crazy. It is pretty crazy, especially in the United States, because in particular, like these articles were particularly aiming for the United States because it's probably the most accurate place you could get your details from. Because in reality, you go to Peru or something like that, they don't have this type of scientific evidence and stuff like that. But yeah, it's just little stuff like what happens if you're a moderate drinker or severe drinker. Moderate drinkers, you could still get chronic diseases and stuff like that, like heart attacks, strokes, like all these things, they're, yes, they are to a moderate extent, of course, but compared to alcoholism, alcoholism is obviously an addiction, it's a disease and stuff like that. Those are the basics I got to know in these topics. But it's more and more interesting stuff that I'm answering the next question that I think is coming up next. What did I learn? Man, I learned a lot. But not too much, if that makes sense. Like I said, let me actually break it down to you. I learned what it does to your liver, cardiovascular diseases, what it increases, like strokes and stuff like that. How it affects families, how it affects your money, how convenient it is, which is something I already knew, which is once again one of those things where it's like I've always been so kind of deep into alcoholism, so like these topics and articles were kind of things I already knew, in advance. So that's why honestly, like these certain questions that I'm answering, like these are things I already know of. So it's like not too much things that I'm like, oh wow, that's new. So, what was the most challenging part about this project? Honestly, my anxiety is kind of funny to think about that because like I said, I know people that drink. You know what I mean? So it's like just knowing these statistics and all these things, man, it kind of gets me scared. To understand this shit more. Oh, I said a curse, my fault. To understand this more, like understand like, damn, this is really that bad for you. And yes, my uncle does it. Yes, my cousin drinks it. And damn, I have to know that. And there's physical evidence that it's bad for them. So, it kind of gets me thinking a little bit too much. What was the most interesting part? The most interesting part is that it's crazy how big alcohol really is. Really is I've done some research on other countries. China, Germany, stuff like that. It really is big, man. It really is. Honestly, like I was just overwhelmed with how big it is. Like I can go to a country I've never been to or never heard of. It could be even be a poor country, and it's just like developed everywhere. You know, it's easily made, and but yet it's so hard. It's easily made, so it's like easily made because everybody wants it. So even though it's hard to make, you want that money. So reality, it's that I get it. I get why people do it and stuff. Still make it to this day. Uh, what I continue to research this project topic. Yes, I mean I already do. I already do. Like I've been doing it for like a couple years now. A year to be exact, not a couple years because I haven't drank in more than a year, or smoke. I just want to add that, and it's like these just knowing these things just like convinced me to not do it more. Like I just have more evidence to like stay away from it. You know what I mean? It's like, oh yeah, I know all this bad information about it. Why would I drink it? So that's honestly definitely one of those things that I learned, and I'll continue to explore in this specific topic. Alcohol should be restricted.